Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Serving my country required sacrifice. Sacrifice that changed my life forever. I remember the day I came home. Because of my injuries, this house wasn't right for me anymore. I remember the narrow doorways, the small bathrooms, the shelves out of reach when in my wheelchair. Every day was full of obstacles. I felt trapped. I remember a better day. The day my family received a specially adapted custom home from Homes for Our Troops. That day changed everything. Now we have a safe and accessible home to enjoy the freedom I fought for. This place, our home, is exactly what we needed to rebuild our lives.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome to the house. It's time for the Afternoon Underdogs.
It's happening.
Wow.
It's on right now.
Opinionated and unfiltered. The hot takes, the rants, and the sports talk you crave.
Give it to me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
What's going on, Northwest Florida? You are now riding with the Afternoon Underdogs, and you're in the doghouse. You're tuned in to ESPN Northwest Florida. We're on 104.3 here in Panama City and 101.9, the Forgotten Coast of Port St. Joe. I'm David Hayes, along with Kyle Wright and Drew Gorman, who is selfishly ordering food right now before we start.
Because I just got here and I love it here.
I love giving Drew a hard time. Man, how's your weekend, Kyle? Let's start with that, man. We don't really have a whole lot planned today, so we're just kind of rolling with the flow.
It was a really good weekend, Dave. Honestly, I had to work most of the weekend. So Monday night took the kids out to the festival, the 4th of July festival out in Mariana, which was really cool. It was awesome. We had a great time. Of course, yesterday ended up having to work a double. It was I've been there for 4 years, so this time I was like, you guys take off, I'll work. I haven't worked the 4th of July yet. Then, get here today, having a great time, studied some film before the show, and I'm ready to roll here.
Lots of film breakdown and even watched a little football today as well from 1999. We got the TV working in here, and so we're watching the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins back there in 1999, seeing Troy Aikman sling the rock around. So, yeah, there you go. Bella's doing a great job taking care of us today. So if you come out to Dave & Buster's today, make sure that you ask for, all of the servers. All of the servers are great, but Bella does a wonderful job taking care of us here on Wednesday afternoons. What else do we got going on? Oh, it's Wednesday out here at Dave & Buster's. Feels like an absolute Monday, but it is Wednesday, so that means half-price games. And then from 4 to 7 p.m., you've got half-price cocktails right here at Dave & Buster's. We've got our Goat of Goats that we're going to dive into. Yes. We're going to be getting into the Elite Eight, some of those matchups. We're going to be diving into some Would You Rather, provided Amanda actually spends 15, 20 minutes with us, and then we'll get into the urgency meter because I've had that planned for 2 weeks and still never got to it.
I meant to say this to you off the air, but I think maybe today we pick the segment that she comes in and then we just switch it to where that's the Would You Rather segment.
We've actually got you, so let's go
ahead and do Would You Rather.
Yeah, we'll knock that out of the park, but we do got to do our Go to Goats at 4:20, right? We've just been having that set up for a while. We've got Luis Robert Jr. of the White Sox. He's going to be the 7th member of the Home Run Derby.
Yep.
And we're looking for one more, so that could be interesting. So the names that you've got so far: Julio Rodriguez, Adley Rutschman, you've got Mookie Betts, Luis Robert Jr., you've got, did I say Julio Rodriguez?
You did say J-Rod.
I did say J-Rod already.
I believe... Vladimir
Jr. is in there as well. Mookie. So, yeah, you got 7. Who's some other names that you would like to see?
Oh, Pete Alonso's in it, too.
Pete Alonso, yeah.
There we go. Well, only a 2-time.
So you got Julio, Pete, Mookie, Randy Rosarina, Vladdy Jr., and Adley Rutschman. Who's another name that you would like to see? How is Yordan Alvarez? He's back, right?
No, not yet. He is still undergoing tests over the next couple of weeks. He should be back in the next couple of weeks, though.
Why not the guy who leads the National League in home runs?
Matt Olson?
Matt Olson. Why not?
I love that because I really don't want to see Ronnie back in it, at least this year.
Yeah, he said he's not doing it, right?
Yeah. I don't want to see him do it, but I would love to see a Brave
or Austin Riley. Since that's the only reason he should be there anyway. So
that's a good point. We are going to be today at 4:40. We'll talk a little bit about Major League Baseball, and one of the issues Kyle has right now is with the All-Star voting and some of the guys who might have been snubbed, and maybe guys who don't deserve to be there, yet they are there. So we'll dive into that conversation. As always, you guys can text us at 850-215-6290. We're not taking calls today. We're not doing the blast at Bay Point. The next opportunity for that is going to be tomorrow at 12:40. And if we don't have a winner tomorrow, then at 5:40 with the Afternoon Underdogs. Tomorrow will be 5:40. Friday for the Afternoon Underdogs is going to be 5:20 because Braves-Rays series. I mean, how about that series for heading into the All-Star break between the Braves and the Rays? First pitch for that will be Friday at 5:40.
Is that one in Atlanta or Tampa?
Tampa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it will be empty still. I was going to say it was going to be packed.
That's just so sad.
I mean, Atlanta fans might travel well.
Atlanta fans travel very well.
They might travel there. Obviously, there's probably going to be more Atlanta fans than Rays fans, but that's crazy that they have been so good for so long and still have to play in front of 10,000?
If that.
I think you could just out to 10.
What do you have to do now? And we've talked about this so many times, but one of the things that people think is if they moved closer to Tampa, maybe it would do better. And hey, maybe it would. But my thinking is if you got a team who's leading the toughest division in baseball in the American League East, and you're leading that, and you've got the Red Sox and the Yankees in your division, like two of the biggest names in baseball, what is so hard about putting some tails in the seats, man? And it's not like the tickets are even that expensive.
What's so funny about it, and I understand, the Rays have been so good for so long. I understand the stadium's a little bit of a dump. I've never been there, but obviously people who have lived down there, have been there 1,000 times, say it's not that bad. But if you talk, the general consensus is that the Trop is a dump. Relating to other.
I have for me it's nostalgic based,
right,
so it's
course. So you could say okay, they could build another stadium, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, man, it's funny to see Tampa fans not supporting their own team and then get so mad at the idea of them moving somewhere else. It's really, I mean, if you're talking about, Oakland, they proved that the fans aren't the problem.
Well,
right?
They proved it for one game.
I know, I get it, but that's big. That's a big moment.
It is. But I mean, when you're doing a reverse boycott like that, how many of the people that came out there for the A's game for that one game, probably not even a fan, they just wanted to feel like they're involved in something. Hey, it could be the case.
I mean, how many of those are at every baseball game?
Yeah, true that.
So
true, but then also you got the guys, or you got fans who are maybe not fans of the game, but they're just trying to, hey, I want to go to a ball game or whatever. You know what I mean? To me, it's a little bit different for someone just trying out a ball game, or they don't have anything to do, or they want to go to their first game, rather than, oh, we're doing this reverse boycott. Come out here and act like you've been an A's fan for the last 7 years.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, but yeah, with the Rays though, they are going to have. I mean, you would like to see either a new stadium, but you can't do an outdoor stadium. Caveman Rick just commented on Facebook and said he doesn't say anything about the weather, but there's too many other things to do there, which could be a factor. But
don't tell me that when New York is
not in St. Pete.
Just give me I mean, there's a lot more to do down in St. Pete than there is here.
Yeah, I get that.
And you're not that far from Tampa, really. You're 45 minutes, depending on the traffic, though. That is the other issue. So
maybe it's a little biased for me, but I just think when you look at the softball community in this area, though, I think that a team like the Rays, there might be more people in the stands if they played here.
Which would be wild because they've got a great, I never played softball down there, but watched, whenever I was a kid and watched some of the church leagues and stuff like that. There's a lot of people down there. So
Tampa's a hockey city.
Yeah, Tampa's a hockey city.
It's crazy to think when you go there, the pride of, if you drive through Tampa, and this was unbelievable to me until I went to Amalie Arena for the first time. It is lightning everywhere. Everything is
even
Tampa
more so
Bay.
than the Bucks, because when I moved there, it was 100% Bucks. But then the Bolts got their first Stanley Cup in 2004, and that's where you kind of, of course you would see something Bolts and all of that good stuff, but it never really got as crazy as what it did after the second Stanley Cup, in my opinion.
I get that the stadium's not that great of a stadium, but I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what, you should still go and support your team, right? And,
I'm with that.
And I don't know if building a new state-of-the-art stadium's gonna bring fans. Unfortunately, I think not the best situation, but the only way to fix getting fans to the games is moving them.
Yep. And where do they move them, though? Because can you try again in St. Pete after this many years of, proven to an extent that is it the area of St. Pete that they're in? You know what I mean? Or if we have this team based in Tampa, do they get the same amount of love as what the Buccaneers and as what the Tampa Bay Lightning do? I guess that would be interesting. I would love to see them be able to stick it out and make it there in Tampa, but that's really just because I lived there and got to go to a bunch of the games and stuff like that. So I have like a bit of a soft spot for the Rays and for the Trop in general.
Yeah. Does the MLB try again to get another Canadian team and go back to Montreal?
No, I don't think they're going to go back to Montreal.
I wonder, I guess I never really just knew this story, but why did the Expos leave Montreal in the first place?
Because they wanted a team in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
No, I really have no idea why the Expos
I guess we were a little young for that, honestly.
I mean, a little bit because, the subject matter there is a little bit over your head when you're 7 or 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's not really up for debate. Welcome to the show, Amanda. Thank you for joining us off the boat. We're glad we could.
How was the boat?
The boat was great.
That's good.
T-Bone Crusher, do you hear that? That's why I did the voice in the mic.
What? I didn't do it.
No, I was talking low when I was doing the sound check into the microphone, and he's like, "Can you speak up? Can you speak normal?" I was like, "No, I can't."
We played dodgeball with the rain. It was perfect. I saw it was going to start raining in Lynn Haven, so I was like, because I live out there. Got the boat in the water, started just sprinkling a little bit. By the time we hit the bay, no rain. Watched all the rain hit everywhere around from Shell Island. We're just like, that's neat.
Yeah, that was basically yesterday. We went out to Econfine Creek, just to the little canoe launch there off of 20, and as soon we get out there on the paddle boards, and 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes in, 10 minutes in, it just starts pouring, which actually, wildly, you would think, oh man, the water's going to be even more colder, but it's wild because you're kind of cold outside, and so the water almost warmer, and then you get in the springs, and it's because normally I have to get a little, either jump in or just get acclimated or whatever, because we spent a lot of time at the springs. But no, it was a really fun day yesterday because we kind of made it through the rain, and then all of a sudden the sun was out, and it was just a gorgeous day. So did you have a great 4th?
We did.
Did you work?
I didn't.
What?
I didn't work the 4th, which, because I typically have Tuesdays off, so it just kind of works out.
Yeah.
Next year, the 4th on Wednesday is going to be a little banana sandwich around here.
Yeah.
Because, how crazy Pier Park gets. But, yeah, we just kind of chill. It's different. I mean, Kyle's going to know where I'm at with this one. But if you have vets, pets, or tiny people, the 4th of July is super tough.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it's just okay, so your kid is finally asleep, and it's 4th of July. So it's we have 3 neighbors setting off mortars. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to keep dogs quiet, babies asleep, and I'm just please, no more freedom.
This was a little different for me this year because we went to Three River State Park, and we camped and everything, and that was fun. It was very hot, but I didn't see any fireworks outside of the people who were in the neighborhood. I didn't go watch a fireworks show or anything like that. Didn't buy any. First time in a long time I didn't buy any fireworks.
Same here.
And what was it? And the hot dog eating contest.
It
was the
delayed.
first time. I know.
Canceled it, but then it
but regardless, I was out there on the water, so I wasn't going to watch it. I saw that it was canceled. I saw the words canceled rather than postponed. So I'm like, what in the world, So it's canceled. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I didn't miss anything. And the next thing you know, I'm reading the headline: Joey Chestnut eats 62 hot dogs. Okay, well, looks like I did miss it.
Because I was un-American to cancel it.
Go ahead.
I just won't burden the show today.
Well, no,
as you guys
were
are
moving your
no,
mind.
you're right. I was writing, so that probably would have gotten in the way. No, so as you guys know, eating hot dogs is an outdoor sport only. So we need to. I didn't understand. Like when I saw that come across my phone, I was like maybe the most confused I've ever been by a sports announcement.
Well, because they do it at Coney Island because it's the Coney dog and
Thank
like the whole
you.
tradition. So
Right.
at Coney Island, it has to be outdoors. There's not an indoor venue.
When they
to
did it in
to.
2020, though, they were in a different area of Coney Island than what they normally do it, and
The
it looked like
dungeons, and it was scary.
well, yeah, no, but shouldn't they just have a
catacombs of Coney
plan B in
Island.
place where it's
They
like
Probably should
Yeah.
have a plan B, but you know.
we're trying to
Did
get
you, Barry,
Joey?
did you do anything? You've got tiny people. You understand what it's like.
What do you, as far as what?
I've got
Did you
big
go
dogs.
do any fireworks? Maybe?
Yeah, Monday night we went to the festival in Mariana. I had to work a double yesterday.
Oh yeah, there you go. See, and that's like one of the things too. It's like, do you risk your child's sleep schedule for fireworks? And the answer is no. No, you do not.
Right.
What?
Yeah, if you don't get your kiddos on a schedule, like they got to be going to the bed at the same time every night, or you are having a bad time.
It's hard enough with us living in Mariana, honestly, to
Yeah.
get them on a schedule. But,
Oh, yeah.
Last night, of course, we had the neighbors. I'm okay with having fun. Like I'm not one of those guys like stop blowing off fireworks.
Yeah, I didn't tell
and
anybody
eat it,
not to. I just dealt with it. You know?
However, let's just all agree that 2 a.m.
That's too
is a
late.
little crazy. And
Yeah.
we had
No.
Wow.
they were not blowing like the regular fire,
It's
like
more-
they were
those are
blowing the
Alabamas.
overheads out in the yard. And
At 2 a.m.?
I'll tell you off the air why I was scared to say anything.
I hear you. Yeah, my neighbors were at least chill. You know.
Yeah.
They, it was around like 10 o'clock when they finally toned down the mortars, and it just went to the little fountains. Could you hear that pop, 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 pop?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I went and played softball out at Oakland Terrace on Monday night for men's league.
What team did you
And,
play for?
Rhino Paint.
Nice. Did you
And-
play against him?
No, I'm on his team.
Oh.
We're on the same
I'm
team.
with
Oh,
him.
y'all are on Joe's team. Okay.
I wasn't there
gotcha.
Monday night. Thank you, Drew, for covering for me.
A little bit.
Go
So
over there.
It's just COVID, relax.
so we get out there, and obviously, if you know the Oakland Terrace area, there's neighborhoods surrounding the ballpark.
Yeah, my truck knows.
Well,
Freedom.
I'm standing in the outfield chasing after a ball in right center. I'm in right field. I'm chasing it in right center. Next thing you know, I hear kaboom, and I was like, "Oh, there's the ball. Okay, got to follow the ball." They were shooting off fireworks literally behind me.
The best thing about where Oakland Terrace is like you could play like fireworks or gunshot.
Yeah, and I was scared I was scared for a good little bit of them because I was like, okay, that's a little too close to a gunshot there.
Yeah.
Monday night, because I go running every night after I put the baby to sleep. Like it's a lot cooler to run during the nighttime, even though it's still like 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's
not
really
beating
rad
down.
out there.
Yeah.
But I was playing, fireworks or lightning, and it was just, it was getting closer and closer, and you're just like, that's lightning. Okay, got to get inside.
Yeah. You do got to get inside. It was lightning yesterday out there on the creek. That was fun.
And it's
I
stormy
saw
out there
some
today.
we could see the lightning on the Gulf, and we are like, that's probably going to miss us, and it did. We got lucky.
Who would you like to see in the home run derby outside of Peter
Sammy
Lon-
Sosa.
Okay, well that's fair.
All right, so
well,
we'll
there
be
we go.
trying to make that one happen. We'll
Come
put
on,
all of
wouldn't
our
it be fun
votes
to have,
together
like-
and see what we can make happen for Sammy Sosa.
Couldn't we take like the top 5 of the Hall of Fame, or the home run derby this year against the 5 alumni we brought back this year?
MLB The
Wouldn't
Show.
that be fun?
Yeah, you could do that in MLB The Show. What I would like to see, especially since it's in Seattle, I would like to see Ken Griffey Jr. and some of the other like Hall of Famers kind of, that still that still have a swing, and see them like, a preface. They're not involved in the actual home run derby, but they
Legends
preface.
Home Run
Yeah,
Derby.
Legends Home Run Derby. Specifically, get A-Rod, Ken Griffey Jr., and then like another
McGuire
big
and
time.
Barry
Sosa.
Bonds.
Yeah, let Barry Bonds in it.
I would love to see Barry Bonds in it. I would like to see another person who has like Seattle ties, though.
Oh yeah,
as well.
I got you,
too.
got you.
But wouldn't that be fun? Like bring back some of
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially if you can get the kid involved, though. You get Ken Griffey Jr. doing that, and
Mike Cameron could probably still hit some dingers.
There you go.
That is like the one big sporting event, because I've been to a World Series game, I've been to a Super Bowl. I need to go to a home run derby.
See, I don't know if I would enjoy being at a home run derby unless I was in the outfield, which I think
Exactly.
to get tickets to the outfield, and also
I think it'd be fun either way.
I guess
No, I want
It's still
to be one of
baseball with
the
a
kids.
whole bunch of people.
you want to be one of the kids.
I've always
kids on
wanted
the
to be
field.
one of the kids, like rounding up the non-home run
Like, what
balls.
if you-
That's
like,
what
your
I've
time's
wanted
passed
to
on
do.
that.
I want to
I
be
think your time's passed on that.
Well, I want to be a full-grown adult out there. I want to try to rob some dingers.
I've always wondered like how kids got out there. Like
I'm gonna
how
figure
how
it
did
out.
they do that?
I needed to be around here, like Tampa, Miami, somewhere, and I'm going to sign Kaiser up and be like, yeah, he's 3, whatever, go.
Go.
We're going to
Ball to the forehead.
Still
Like,
outcatch any of them.
Yeah, he will. He'll be fine.
If he doesn't, he deserved it, right?
He'll figure it out.
Oh,
He's got a glove. He'll only get hit once.
Exactly.
He'll only get hit once. Then he's like, oh yeah, I got to use this thing.
Well, I've never put like a mitt or glove on him in any sort of capacity for baseball because, again, baseball is one of my favorite sports to watch on TV, but I don't play baseball. Nick played football, so I'm just like, T-ball is hilarious, so it's like you have to do it.
I think every youth sport is hilarious because if they're playing football, they look like bobbleheads. Even when they're running the base in baseball, soccer is just like follow the ball.
Little kids too, they'll just kick it to somebody on the other team and be like, I did it! Like, they're super excited. So yeah, youth sports are great.
Couldn't coach them, but man, I definitely enjoy going out there and watching them. Like one of Taylor's friends, Marilyn, her son Liam plays football, and just to see them out there like playing tackle football, is absolutely hilarious.
Played flag football one season with his stepbrother, and I won't say where to get them in any sort of thing, but
I know where it's at. I think
it was. Like, I swear, the refs and coaches were making up rules each game. We're just like, wait, what? And all the parents are just like, does anyone know what's going on? Like, no one knew the score. No one knew what happening. The kids had no idea. The coaches are on the field with them because they're kids. And I was like, well, that was a fun experiment.
Yeah, no doubt. You can get them playing over there with Ryan Mulvey. I don't know exactly what age group he's got going. I would imagine it's like an 8U type deal. But, I mean, they're pretty competitive over there. Pretty competitive.
That I'm okay with.
Yeah.
There's actual rules. That's the run with the plays with Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, at this age, the only thing I think that matters, honestly, I think until you really get to about 12 or 13, now obviously some kids are going to be a little bit more competitive than the others, but man, they need to be learning the game, and they need to be learning the game the right way. And here's another thing, and we can disagree on this all you want or whatever. I think kids should be playing as many different sports as they have an inkling. Like if they even think they want to play it, they should be playing that rather than baseball 365 24/7 or whatever. Like you're gonna figure out
a better athlete
all the way
makes
around.
You a better makes you a better football player, makes you a better baseball player because you're learning things from other sports that you can bring into your original sport. Like whenever I was in high school, I ran track my freshman year in my off season to get faster for football, and then I played soccer for a couple of years and end up running. I was more inline sprint. By the time that I got back to football, I was faster from playing soccer.
I mean, it's just like Kanye West says, bigger, stronger, faster, all that good stuff. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. Go to GOAT Sports Movie Edition when we return.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away!
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Head first slide, 2 RBI triple!
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder!
Sponsored by Best Way Portable Buildings, Dave & Buster's, PCB Hobby, and Gulf Coast Aquarium.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. Likely thunderstorms and some clouds the remainder of the day with temps near 88 and a wind between 10 to 15 miles per hour. A possibility of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies tonight, a light breeze and a temperature of 79. The same tomorrow around 89 with likely thunderstorms. Hot with a high around 87 and definite thunderstorms and moderate rain Friday. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, you can find all the necessary items for an unforgettable fishing experience. From pin rods and reels to the best hand-tied rigs in Florida, we have it all. With the help of our friendly and knowledgeable staff, you can be sure that you have the right gear to make that big catch. Come experience a great local bait and tackle shop located directly off 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach, located just 5 miles west of Pier Park.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
ESPN Northwest Florida is on location at Dave & Buster's.
And we are back as the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida. I thought that was another commercial there because it said 30 seconds. So I was just watching like, all right, wait, where's the rejoiner? All right, we're back. I'm David Hayes along with Kyle Wright. We've got Drew Gorman in the building with us and the assistant general manager of Dave & Buster's in her pink. It is none other than Amanda Muller.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Yes, on Wednesdays, she wears pink. Drew, you got a little bit of pink. I got a little bit of pink. Kyle's got a little bit of pink right here on our lips. That's the only place we've got it.
Some sunburn?
Yeah, I do. I don't really, I get like sunburnt once a year.
This is my normal red.
That's true.
That's your normal red. It is kind of like a hue of pink, right?
I will say Drew came and saw me on Monday morning. That was pretty cool. Him and his wife came and ate at the bar.
Angelina's.
Yeah, they did. They came and saw me. It was really cool. Drew had a shrimp salad sub. Michaela had a calzone.
Oh, I love the shrimp salad sub.
Shrimp salad? Like, I'm a chicken salad person, but shrimp salad I don't think I've ever done.
I like the shrimp salad sub because on a hot day, it's cold, but they toast the bread, so it still gives you that nice.
You get all the temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
All the temperatures.
But it's a nice toast. It's wonderful.
I've never seen someone so excited about like explaining what the toast is like.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, that's great.
He struggled so hard with it too. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we are in our goat of goats portion of the show today, and we've got. I'm trying to get over to the pictures to pick up where we left off. So we are in the Sweet 16 now. Voting is closed, and it will reopen.
Well, we are going to reopen it here in just a minute, right?
All right.
You got the access there on the computer. Ready? So, yeah, it's all set up.
Right. We're ready to go then. So, the results from our Sweet 16.
By the way, completely surprising. Before you start, completely surprising. I really thought that a couple of these would be close. But
the ones that I told you wouldn't be close last week,
none of them are close.
None. No, well, one of them's close. I think one of them we brought to the voting table.
Yes.
We're not talking about any of them.
No, we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about them all, but
are we the deciding vote on any of them?
I think one.
We'll see. We'll see.
Kind of.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yes, with an asterisk.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
with our first matchup, and we got a lot of voting responses on this one, which was really good. This was probably triple the other round. So let's double it up because we were just shy of 100 here. So on each one. So let's get it. Let's triple it. Let's get up to 300 responses. First one, remember the Titans going up against a league of their own. And remember the Titans will still continue to be remembered because they move on by a percentage win of 82.4% to 17.6%.
Big time. I mean,
not even close.
Now though? When we talk about these next matchups, now it gets dicey.
Oh, it's already been a little dicey on some of these. This is getting.
These are going to be dicey. You'll see.
Matchup number 2 is going to be Invincible going up against the Waterboy, and Waterboy with another shellacking here takes down Invincible 85.7% to 14.3%.
Not shocking, you know.
Not shocking. I don't know if any of them on here are shocking except for maybe one, and that'll be the one that we discussed. Caddyshack takes down Coach Carter 72.8% to 27.2%. I think a lot of this is based on Ryan Mulvey and the inside drive pushing this, because when I told him that Coach Carter was beating Caddyshack, he just all of a sudden, like, it was like a daily thing. All right, we're sharing this out. I'm getting the golf community involved here, and Caddyshack will not go down.
I wonder now if this means Caddyshack might be our winner now that Ryan Mulvey has a fire lit in him.
Caddyshack could be a Final Four movie, but I think I don't know.
Well,
I'm looking at it. It's going to be tough for I'm looking at the full bracket now, and it is going to be tough for whoever it is. It doesn't matter what movie you think it's going to be. It's going to be tough, and we'll dive into that here shortly. Moneyball going up against Sandlot. Who did you have winning this one, Amanda?
Moneyball.
And you were all over Moneyball. You were trying to get the crowd rallied behind Moneyball, and Sandlot gets the job done here. 75% to 25%.
Because you know why? Because all those people that voted for Sandlot haven't watched Moneyball or don't understand its gloriousness.
What about Sandlot, though?
I mean, that's a great movie.
Glory
it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Moneyball is also awesome. I was fine with either of them.
I mean, and I guess it also comes down to, do you like based on a true story, or do you like straight fiction based on...
Wait, Sandlot wasn't based on a true story?
I mean, maybe it had elements of it, but not as true as Moneyball. Yeah, the Beast. Happy Gilmore going up against Gridiron Gang. I don't even know what percent Gridiron Gang got, because Happy Gilmore just ate up the whole dang pie chart, 97.6% to 2.4%.
Yeah, that's rough.
We've got
one person voted for Gridiron.
Somebody did that to be different.
Whoever you are,
essentially,
I understand.
It was Drew right here on our very own panel, going with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Major League versus Dodgeball, and Major League knocks out Dodgeball. 77.1%.
I thought that would be closer.
I really did.
Surprising.
Not surprised by the result.
Right, I just thought it would be closer.
Very surprised by the margin.
Yes.
I really thought Dodgeball would get a lot more love here.
All right, we'll move on to our next two, or it's not too close to call. This is another blowout here. Rocky and the entire franchise going up against Mighty Ducks. And it's going to be really, really hard for Rocky to lose here. So Rocky has beat now the Mighty Ducks 74.7% to 25.3%, which has them moving on. And Rocky's got a tough matchup coming up next. So our final one here, and this is one that we're going to take to the table for discussion.
There we go.
Talladega Nights, Karate Kid. Talladega Nights has a 55 to 45
Our problem.
percent chance here. So Talladega Nights, Talladega Nights going up against Karate Kid. Drew, we'll start it off with you. Which movie's moving on here?
Well, I voted against them last week, so I'm going to stick with it. Talladega Nights has got to move on because, I mean, it's hilarious. And you don't see many NASCAR movies these days come out and have such a big showing. Granted, that might be because it's a fallacy movie, and it's Will Ferrell.
Fallacy movie. A fictional movie?
It's still a fallacy.
It's still a fallacy. Yeah, I love it.
I
love it. Let's go to... All right, I'll make my vote next here. I'm going with Talladega Nights. Karate Kid was a great movie. Cobra Kai had a great run because of Karate Kid, and I think Cobra Kai even made Karate Kid that much more popular, but for me it's Talladega Nights. I absolutely love that movie, and I would turn it on right now and watch the first hour. What do you got, Amanda?
Okay, so I love Talladega Nights, I do. But as far as the greatest sports movies go, I have to go with Karate Kid because that's actually based around the sport where Talladega Nights is like NASCAR's part of it. Mm-hmm. It's a good plot line and everything, but I think Karate Kid's a better sports movie.
All right, before I hand this over to Kyle, here's what's going to happen. If you do end up going with the Karate Kid, that's going to have us in a 2-2 stalemate there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the listeners. We're going to go to Facebook comments, and we're going to go to the text messaging system. So you can text us at 850-215-6290. In the first movie out of Talladega Nights or Karate Kid, provided that we have a tie here, the first movie to get 5 texts in their favor or comments, they're going to be moving on. So it could still be up to the voting public here, if you will. So Kyle, I will leave the burden with you.
I mean, listen, you're gonna puts a lot of pressure on me to do the right thing here and even the vote. However, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
gonna pick
all
Karate
right.
Kid just because, like Amanda said, just rinse and repeat here. Cobra Kai has been such a good thing, and it's just a spinoff of an excellent movie franchise. All 3 of the movies were good. The Miyagi story, I mean, how many songs have used the lines wax on, wax off, or anything from it? Build the fence. And An incredible
How
movie.
many fences have you built because of Mr. Miyagi?
I'm actually more of a Tom Sawyer guy when I build the fence. So
Just tame?
Yeah. But no, yeah. So Karate Kid to me moves on, which means we're going to the vote.
And we have one now in favor of Karate Kid. So 850-215.
Come on, Karate Kid voters.
6290. So while we're waiting on some more text here, we can finish this segment up by talking about our future Elite Eight here. So we only have one matchup. So whoever wins out of Talladega Nights and Karate Kid is going to be taking on the entire franchise of Rocky.
Ouch.
It just feels like we're voting to go get destroyed here. Is what it feels like to me.
I just don't know how you could take, 5, 6 movies, wrap them all up into one and say, here, I dare you to choose another movie outside of these here. So it'll be Rocky versus Talladega Nights or Karate Kid. At the top right of the bracket, Happy Gilmore going up against Major League.
I just don't, man, we got another one for Talladega Nights.
Yeah, we're tied here at 1-1. Appreciate the text there.
I don't see anything taking down Happy Gilmore for a while. Happy Gilmore's going to win that one.
Well, there's not much more while left to go here because we're in the Elite Eight.
When we first started talking about it, I said Happy Gilmore's going to be in the Final Four.
But Major League, oof.
I'll tell you what, though, like looking at the whole bracket, like without spoiling any matchups here, this is going to be, no matter how you twist it, a really good Final Four.
I have to agree with you there. So here's how I'm going to put it. I think Happy Gilmore is actually going to move on, but my vote is going to be going with Major League because that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Same here.
2-1 Karate Kid. It's 2-1 Karate Kid. If you're a Talladega Nights fan, we need a text 850-215-6290. If you're a Karate Kid fan, they just need 3 more. Karate Kid all day. They can take their jacked up on Mountain Dew and stick it, Mike McMullen says.
Grandpa Chip's war medals off the bridge. You almost swayed my vote by voting
you guys
for
are
Karate
voting
Kid.
for Karate Kid, you text in. If you're voting for anything else, call.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there you go.
We've got a few more minutes here, and we're gonna, we're going until we get to our 5th winner here. So Happy Gilmore, Major League. What's your thoughts on that one, Kyle?
I'm going to vote for Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
But I think that Major League might be able to pull this off just because we say it every week, comedy and baseball with our audience. It's going to be tough to beat. But I am voting Happy Gilmore.
All right.
I'm voting Major League, and I think Major League moves on.
All right.
Oh, man.
And Amanda, you already gave your thoughts on this one. So we'll go to the bottom left of the bracket, which is going to have Caddyshack going up against Sandlot. And this could be where the rubber meets the road, because how many fans of Caddyshack were fans of Sandlot?
Yeah.
I mean, who's not a fan of Sandlot? So this one's tough for me. I don't see how I can go against Sandlot. I'm going to vote for Sandlot, and I think Sandlot's going to win, but I think that we're talking about this one next Wednesday right here on the Afternoon Underdogs.
I could see a situation where we might end up talking about all 4 of these matchups next week.
I would love that. I think that's what we need here.
I'm going to vote for Sandlot, but I think Caddyshack moves on.
Voting for Sandlot, and I mean, how could you not? And Sandlot moves on.
Just like this, I'm voting for Caddyshack.
Oh.
Because this one is just so tough. But yeah, if you showed me both copies right now and said which one you want to watch, I'm watching Caddyshack.
All right, I like that. Then we'll go to the top left of the bracket, and this is the final one. Titans. Tighten up, baby. Season. You get to watch their season. You're going to see at least 7 to 9 losses this year, son. 7 to 9, somewhere in that.
Somewhere in the range.
I would love to see it be better than that, but I'm not seeing anything that is hyping me up, man. Tennessee Titans. What the heck?
Okay,
remember the Titans going up against Waterboy here. So we'll let you start it off, Amanda. This is another tough one.
This one is super hard.
This is unfair.
It is. I am going to vote for the Waterboy, and I think the Waterboy moves on by like a skosh.
Drewski?
I am going to vote for Waterboy. And
I think it's tough. I don't know.
I think it's going to come down to the four of us next week, and then we're going to go to another first five votes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we still need some of those, right?
Come on, Karate
still
Kid.
looking
Text
for a
in,
couple
text in.
here. Looking for text to 850-215-6290. You can also follow along with us today on Facebook, ESPN Northwest Florida.
She wants to vote.
All right, Karate Kid or Talladega Nights, Bella?
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
That
we're
does
getting
not
there.
count.
Yes,
That
it
does
does.
not
It
count.
counts. She voted.
Yeah, but there's bias there.
How is there bias? She had no idea.
She
I guess
didn't
I'm
text
the
in.
elected
She didn't
official
text in.
here to take over this.
Boo.
She didn't text in.
That's true.
Text in.
850-215-6290.
We're
If you
still
can
waiting on the
remember that
mail-in
number.
ballots, by the way.
Yeah, those will be in overnight. We just got another text in quickly here. We got two more for Karate Kid. That'll do
That
it.
does it.
Move
Yes.
on Karate Kid. Hey, for all of you,
No mercy.
gosh, cannot believe this. We got another one coming in for Karate Kid. And I guess,
That
are you
validates
Karate
you need
Kid
to take her
guys?
vote.
And we didn't even
believe
make
they're-
it back to Best of Bay this year. Come on, guys.
There are this many people that are wrong.
Oh, wow. Now we're just letting
You heard
Drew
it here
call
first.
people
That was
out.
Drew calling you wrong.
You'll have to change that on the doc, by the way.
Yeah, no doubt. 850-215-6290. Still taking your text today, and follow along with us on Facebook. It is time for us to take a quick time out. And when we return, Kyle's going to go on a rant about the All-Star game in Major League Baseball. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm going to do a little who
we
would
play
you
the
rather.
logo
He's
game
going to
with
do
Bella
his
later and
right
show
to
her?
rant.
Right.
What game?
I want to play the logo game with her and show her NFL team names.
Oh, that could be a whole segment.
I
I think
know.
that would be fun. All right, y'all keep it locked into ESPN Northwest Florida. We're going to be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Tonight, it's the Atlanta Braves and their all-star lineup at the Cleveland Guardians for Game 3. Bryce Elder, Spencer Strider, Sean Murphy, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, Austin Riley, and Ronald Acuna Jr. Cover starts at 6. First pitch at 6:10 right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. Likely thunderstorms and some clouds the remainder of the day with temps near 88 and a wind between 10 to 15 miles per hour. A possibility of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies tonight, a light breeze and a temperature of 79. The same tomorrow around 89 with likely thunderstorms. Hot with a high around 87 and definite thunderstorms and moderate rain Friday. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Hot takes, the latest trades, in-depth interviews.
That is my reaction.
We break it down for you right here.
Very big springboard for the rest of my career.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
That's the problem right there.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
All right, we are back. It's the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 here in Panama City and 101.9 Port St. Joe. We had the Korean, what are they called? The Korean sticky ribs? That's what we had for our appetizer today, and I'm munching on some Nashville hot wings. I actually got boneless, which I'm not a big fan of boneless wings, but Dave and Buster's.
Chicken
nuggets. Chicken nuggies. Chicken nuggets. That's not even considered tenders. And as Drew mentioned earlier, man, the French fries here are just awesome. I still think my favorite thing is the barbecue chicken flatbread, though.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that.
Oh,
It's good,
buddy.
It's good. You gotta get it with no onions.
No, you don't. You need the onions. You need the banana peppers. You don't like onions. What is wrong with that?
What'd you send here?
I'm here for Kyle.
Oh, okay.
I'm here to support Kyle in everything except for Karate Kid.
Well, support him in his argument then, as we let Kyle off the leash talking about the Major League Baseball All-Star team.
I actually all of a sudden just want to start by I'm gonna go A, B, C, D.
That is the way it goes, yeah.
And I want you guys to pick a player based on the letter.
Oh, a little blind resume action.
We're going to go a little blind resume action, all right?
So we're going to have Bella guessing NFL teams. We're playing blind resume. This day is not getting any better.
So we're going to start with batting average, okay? Player A has a 266. Player B has a 261. Player C has a 292. And player D has a 217. Which player would you rather have of the four?
Give me the 217 because he's hitting home runs and striking out. No, I'm kidding. Give me the 292.
Okay. All right.
I want to hear him again a little bit slower because I accidentally started playing the stop set.
Yeah. So
keeping you on your toes out there.
Yeah. Player A, we have a 266. Player B, 261. C, 292. D, 217.
And this is just their batting
average. This is average.
So this is an OBP or
this
OPS
is batting average. We have OBP and OPS on here.
Okay,
so.
all right. Then, I mean, obviously the answer is 292. So player C.
Okay.
I'm taking B because that is the correct answer is C. So I'm taking B.
Okay. There we go.
That's fair. Okay.
That's why she went with Karate Kid over Talladega Nights.
That's fair.
I won in the end. So let's see where this goes.
So let's go to OPS. Let's go to OPS for a second.
That's one of my favorites.
All right. Player A. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, player A, OPS, has a 778. Player B, OPS, has a 759. Player C has an 886. And player D has an 821.
Players A and B again quickly.
Okay, A has a 778 and B has a 759.
So it's again C then, right? With the highest OPS.
That's your choice, not mine.
Well, I'm going off of the guy who has the higher number here.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Drew?
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I did vote for the All-Star teams this year. So phase 1 and phase 2.
I can
D, okay.
Knowing
I'd like
you,
to be weird.
knowing you, I can see who C is.
What? Oh, well, I just want to get there, okay?
I just
want to get there. What? Okay, so I've got home runs, doubles, triples, RBIs, WAR, whatever you want next. Or I got slugging percentage as well. Are you want to go RBIs? Let's go RBIs.
Yeah, go RBIs because OPS is a portion of slugging anyway. So.
Okay. All right. So A for RBIs had 43. B has 36. C has 51, and D has 58.
Let me see him over there. 51 is the high number, right?
58 is the high number here.
58. Well, give me D. Yeah, I'm going to keep on going with the guy who's got the high numbers.
You want to go with the high numbers? That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to go high numbers here.
Number.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll take that one.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. 100% fair. Let's go on base percentage.
OBP.
Let's go OBP.
You down with OBP?
Yeah, you know me. Okay, let's go OBP here. This will be the last one we do just for argument's sake and time's sake.
No,
unless you want me to do another one.
We got time, son.
Okay, well, let's go. On base percentage.
557.50.
Player A, 330. Player B, 346. Player C, 381. Player D, 311.
Let me
381.
C.
Okay, so C.
Let me get that D.
The D? Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Give me the 388. What'd you say, 381?
Yeah, 381.
He just wanted to, yeah.
What do you guys want next? You want doubles? You want stolen bases?
Stolen bases. I want stolen bases.
Okay,
stolen bases.
We'll go stolen. Okay,
ERA. They're hitting so good, but are they Shohei? I don't think so.
Right. Stolen bases. Player A has 3. Player B has 4. Player C has 9. And player D has 2.
I'm surprised player D has got 2. To be honest with you. But yeah, give me C again, right?
Okay.
He's got 9.
C has 9. Okay.
I want B.
Okay.
I want 4.
Okay.
C9.
Okay, C. Okay, thank you.
C9.
Okay, let's move on here. This one's going to be pretty easy. Okay, we're going to go home runs here. And we'll go with player A has 15. Player B has 10. Player C has 14. And player D has 25.
Well, I guess I'll go with player D here.
Yeah. D it is.
This is pretty simple, like, as far as home runs go.
Yeah.
But let's go with wins above average, okay? which is really crazy here. This is the reason we're going to come back to why I'm doing all this in a second, because this is probably the last one that we really have to go
Wins
over.
above average.
Yeah.
No, that's wins above replacement.
Replacement. I'm sorry. Wins above replacement.
That doesn't stand
Wah.
Wah.
Which is essentially what I'm doing. Wah.
Well, it's just it's war in Boston. Wow, it's time for the war. Paul Roar out there. Hey, the British are coming.
All right, so wins above replacement. Player A has 1.7. Player B has 3.1. Player C has 2.0. And player D has 1.7.
So 3.1.
3.1 is the high.
Yeah.
Right. B. Okay.
Wins above replacement. That's not a bad war either, 3.1.
No, it's not. And let's just go, let's combine doubles and triples here. We'll just do this all in one category, and then we'll be wrapped up here for this. We've got between player A, doubles and triples, he's got a total of 16.
Okay.
This is extra base hits. Let's call it that. Non-home run extra base hits.
Yeah.
Non-home run extra base hits.
Dubs and trips.
Player B has 17. Player C has 21. And player D has 8.
Oh, give me the guy with 8. I need singles all day, baby. No,
21 was a high number there, right?
21 was high number.
Yeah, so C again.
C again. Okay. C. All right, now let's reveal who these players are.
You just said yes 3 times.
C is Spencer Steer.
Oh, way to just
way to kill the vibe. Just way to kill the vibe. So listen, player A,
the build-up. You killed the build-up. You took the foundation out of the house and just let the bricks fall down one by one.
Player A.
I'm not a mason. I'm not a mason.
Actually, y'all talk about it for a second. Since you're
all right. So, we have figured out that player C is Spencer Steer. Spencer Steer's been playing first base, basically been the fill-in and now really the first baseman for the Cincinnati Reds this year. So, we're going to dive into the whole argument and all of that. I love the fact that we're revealing the numbers and all of that good stuff, too. So, and he didn't make it at all as a reserve or anything, Spencer Steer?
Nope.
So, and that's just tough because, you got your first phase, which whittles it down. The fans whittle it down to the top 2 at each position outside of pitchers and stuff. And then in phase 2, everyone votes for the starters there. And then, that's the limit of what the fans do. So, I guess one of the other big questions here is where was the Cincinnati Reds fans when voting for Spencer Steer?
The fan voting and what's crazy about it is the fans, like the Reds actually had Matt McClain the closest to being an all-star.
Really? Which probably deserved to be up there with Orlando Arcia rather than Lindor.
I would put I would have put McClain in over. Let's just go through who these players are.
Yeah.
So here's the amount of votes that each player got from you guys, and this was a blind resume take. Okay, so this is everybody. You 3 took a vote. So player A, which is Austin Riley of the Atlanta Braves, got 0 votes out of you guys.
Starter, let's go.
Player B, who is Dansby Swanson, had a 5 votes out of you guys. Player C, Spencer Steer, 12. Player D, Pete Alonso, 7.
Okay.
And what's crazy about this is, you just look at the important stats here. Wins above replacement is the one that everybody's drooling over in baseball these days. The only one on this list that's higher than him is Dansby Swanson.
Yeah.
Dansby.
Which is, like a full, it is a full point there, but I mean.
And 25 home runs is great, Pete Alonso, but 217 average. That you should never be an all-star with a 217 average. I don't care if you hit 40 before the break. 217?
I'm fine with that. I mean, you look at Ozuna, who was hitting like 146 at one point in time of the year, and now he's up to 250, batting 17 or hitting 17 home runs. So
he should be an all-star by this standard.
That's fair. I'm not going to sit there and say
because I was going to do this with the outfielders as well for TJ Friedel, but the outfielders are all.
It's just so hard with just the names in general because even the players when they start putting their peer voting in and whatever, they're going to go with guys that they know have done it for multiple years. I would assume this. I'm not in the room with them. So it's like if you've got Dansby Swanson or Spencer Steer, and you've got to make a decision out of that, I could see players saying, well, we know what Dansby brings. Like, Spencer's still kind of like out there, but at what point do you acknowledge like the work that these young guys are putting in, and achieving this in the sport of baseball is insane.
I understand the selection process. I know how it works. I understand that the fan vote is the first and foremost big thing, and then it goes to players and coaches. But you literally just cannot pass a guy up like this. If you look at Spencer Steer and what he's done for the Reds are in first place. It's not like I'm talking about the Reds 15 games below 500. I'm probably not this fired up about it at all. The Reds are a first place ball club. They're 8 games above 500. They're better than most of the teams that I've already named here, except for the Braves. They're better than the other teams. They're better than the Cubs. They're 7 games up on the Cubs.
Division now.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're way better than the Mets. So, I mean, this is why I think it's an atrocity. Baseball has had a big issue with favoritism towards big market teams and big market players. And this is nothing more than a continuation from it, and it's coming from people who are in the league. Spencer Steer should be an all-star. He should absolutely be an all-star, especially you crunch all these numbers. I'll post it on Facebook if you guys really want to look at it. These are not made up numbers. These are real. He's got the highest OBP. He's got the highest slugging percentage. He's got the highest OPS, the highest batting average. He's 11 home runs behind Pete Alonso, but that's not that really that crazy. He's only 7 RBIs behind Pete Alonso.
Yeah. So, I think everything that you've mentioned there is absolutely impressive. And one of my favorites to go by when it comes to hitting is OPS. I like the on-base percentage plus the slugging percentage there. But yeah, you make a great argument there. My only comeback to that is that, it is, and it's popularity with the players, though, even more so than just the fans, which is kind of wild. But also, how many of the players are voting? Like, there's no way that they've got every single player voting.
Right. Well, and did you two vote? Did you vote?
I voted, yeah.
You did?
For All-Stars?
Yeah.
I got a little sticker.
Like 3 or 4 times a week, actually.
3 or 4 times a week.
But I'm not one of those that pushes my team or nothing. Like I voted for who I thought deserved. But I did vote for
the good players and everything. But I think it comes down to like the people that are always on broadcast. Like, there are people out there that don't watch outside of their division, so they're just like, ooh, don't know who to pick with these two, that guy, and you just choose one. They're going to choose the name they hear more often or the name they've heard before.
That is actually a really good point. Drew,
I might be putting you on the spot here, Kyle, but I'm curious to see what your immediate response is, because I know you think well on your feet.
Yeah.
What would you change about the situation? How would you fix it?
Maybe just let the league pick a couple guys. Like, put instead of make the league put guys in, just like how the NBA works. You have executive decisions that get made. You got these guys that go down, like, okay, well, let's take a look at, I don't know, I didn't look at every snub. I just looked at the biggest one in my heart, which is on my team, obviously. I thought Alexis Diaz, I thought he obviously leads the National League in saves. He's been great this year. That's good. That's awesome. He's blown a couple games for the Reds as well. Whether he got charged for a blown save or not, he has given up runs in a couple situations this year and still gets to save. But, my idea of a closer is come and lock the door. We don't give up a run and then still get to save. 2 runs, still get to save. Anyway, I thought Spencer Steer should have been the guy. One thing that may have hurt him is that he has played, first base, third base, and a little bit of time in the outfield as well this year. So maybe not there's not a designated utility spot for the All-Star game. It's kind of divided into infielders, outfielders. He could do anything. He's a 5-tool player. He's got everything you want. As far as changing the process, I just think that there needs to be executive decisions that get made, or maybe the coaches can vote who to send from their team instead of it being relied on everybody else.
Well, and because you brought up a good point, statistics, why don't they introduce something where it's slightly statistics based? You have to have such and such ERA above this number to be considered.
Yeah.
You have to have this many home runs to be considered.
I think that's more than fair too. And this guy's a rookie. He's going to have plenty of opportunities in the future. Maybe that played a little bit of a role in it as well. Actually, 6th in Rookie of the Year odds if you're looking at them. But
if you're saying the best of the best, like in school, that would be a valedictorian. There's a statistic that comes along with it.
Yep.
You have to be the highest. So I wouldn't hate seeing
what is that statistic?
Are we treating? That's actually a good question. Are we treating the All-Star game like a valedictorian or like a homecoming king?
Right.
Well, then
like
by
which
that,
one is it?
I think by that stat though, then you would have to go with WAR as being the end all be all,
Which is
essentially. So it would be
make a-
Dansby Swanson.
It
Who would
Yeah,
be
and put
dancing
a
in this
bar on it. You
situation,
have to be above this number to be considered. And then you can still vote. It's just those are the people in the voting.
Well,
But
being a Braves
Dansby's-
fan, it just made it very easy to do the voting. This year, it was like, oh, brave or not, brave or not.
Yeah,
In
no,
fact, I
it's-
did actually go with Freddie. I split it daily. One day I would pick Freddie. The next day I would do Olsen because it's like, yes, Freddie's got him in average and I believe on base percentage, but then Matt's got him hugely when it comes to home runs and RBIs. So I just I felt like it was a very safe split there. 850-215-6290. We are taking your text. Give us a text. I was going to say give us a call. Yeah, give us a call. Maybe not do
tomorrow.
that. But come out to Dave & Buster's and hang out. We've already given away our $10 Dave & Buster's card. So, yeah, that was really quick. We're going to take a break, and when we return, it'll be time for hour number 2, and maybe, just maybe, we're going to have the Assistant General Manager, Amanda Muller, playing some Would You Rather for the first time in 3 weeks. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball's going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making statements.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the Thunder.
Sponsored by Goldberg Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Isolated thunderstorms and very light rain tonight with a light breeze at 5 miles per hour out of the west-northwest, and look for the low to be 79. Tomorrow morning, there will be very light showers and isolated thunderstorms with a temperature reaching 87. Likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles in the afternoon and evening with a high of 89. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
You know the break room for the best pool tables in Bay County. But did you know they now serve delicious food? Check out the break room's daily lunch and dinner specials like spaghetti and meatballs, meatloaf with mashed potatoes, air-fried chicken, and more. Plus the best burgers, hot dogs, and you gotta try the Sammy of the day. The break room on Panama City Beach at the corner of Joan Avenue and North Lagoon. For more information, check them out on Facebook.
Chef Ross here. We're open daily at 11 at the break room.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves are rolling, and this loaded roster's on a mission to bring home their 6th straight division crown.
Swung on, lifted high and deep to left center field. Go ball. Back to the wall. Jokes. That ball is gone. Home run, Ozzie.
Tonight, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, and the Braves close out their trip to Cleveland as they take on the Guardians at Progressive Field in Cleveland.
Coverage starts at 6 right after the Afternoon Underdogs. On your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
From the pros to the future pros, we're your home team station for home team sports. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs. ESPN Northwest Florida.
You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida. It is hour number 2, and I cannot wait to play some Would You Rather with Amanda. How many weeks has it been since you played Would You Rather with us?
It has been summer for about 3 weeks, so like 3 weeks, maybe 4.
Yeah, no, Well, but then again, what we do is we just take it to Thursday and call it this or that. Yeah. So it's Would You Rather Wednesday. Oh, we didn't have time for that today. We're going to go over to Thursday and play a little this or that. But no, it is Wednesday, so we're going to play some Would You Rather. And here after this segment, Kyle, or maybe even during, if we can get Drew on a tangent or something, I can go ahead and send the Go to Goats
microphone out.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, so here's the first one in honor of yesterday, which, if you're having a barbecue, you got to have one of these, regardless if anyone likes it or not. So, would you rather potato salad or coleslaw?
Ooh, I got a double down question. If we all pick what I think we're gonna pick here,
Okay.
Potato salad.
They call me tater salad.
Yep, I'm a tater salad fella as well.
So, for the sake of your double down question, I'm going to say potato salad.
Right.
But in all reality, if the coleslaw is good, which is very
Depends on the
rare,
coleslaw.
right?
Okay, so we can go both ways on this. We can go a quick would you rather on both of these. Coleslaw, you want mayonnaise based or vinegar based? A good mayo based coleslaw to me.
Neither.
To me, a little bit of both, bro.
Right, like mine has to be a
some-
happy medium between vinegar and mayonnaise.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so let's go potato salad.
Neither.
And you know that you've got the mayonnaise based potato salad or a mustard based potato salad.
Oh, mayonnaise.
Mustard.
I'm a mustard potato salad fella.
Really?
Yep.
I've had the mustard. I like the loaded. I like
The
it.
loaded potato
Loaded
salad's my
salad
jam.
is- yeah, I mean that's the easy choice.
I love it. Any which way you can make tater
I'm a
salad,
pretty
though,
good
I'm
potato
good
salad
with it.
maker. We can try this out.
Golly. Yeah, if you can bring some potato salad next week, that'd be pretty
I'm interested in what the listeners think on as far as potato salad. Like, what version of potato salad do you like the best? One I don't think I've ever had, and I might have and just didn't know, but Amish potato salad.
I
And I
have
don't
had
know
one.
what the difference is. I just see it on the shelf at the Blue Store.
It is very good. At the Blue Store. The Blue Store actually makes a very good Amish potato salad. You should try it out.
All right, so I'll have to add that one there to my to-do list. You know what we had for 4th of July yesterday?
What?
Steak tacos instead of like hot dogs. And
Freedom.
stuff. Because I was eating hot dogs and burgers all weekend, while we were camping. So got home, got a little, and I messed up because I always get flank steak whenever we're making steak tacos, and I accidentally got skirt.
Ooh, the skirt's actually really good.
So good.
Yeah,
Skirt
so
steak's
it
real
was.
good, especially for tacos, fajitas and stuff. Oh,
And guess
Love a good skirt.
Guess where I got them from? Guess where I got the meat from?
where?
The Red Store. I'm not talking Kmart. I'm talking the Bullseye Store.
They actually, wow.
Yeah. Which one did you think I was talking about? The one about a pig?
Starts with a W.
There's a
Walgreens?
No.
Oh.
Dixie.
Oh,
there is.
That's my staple.
Their meat
That's my
section's
staple.
actually pretty good, and
Yeah.
people they overlook it.
If
I
you're
go to
looking-
the Red Check so much, they should be like sponsoring the Afternoon
Red
Underdogs.
Check. If you're this side of town and you need a good steak, there's a place. Yes.
Yeah.
Where?
Carousel.
Carousel.
Oh,
right
yeah.
off Front Beach.
I've never
Oh,
been,
my
but I've
goodness.
heard good things.
They have really good steak
Here's a
there.
free plug
Really
for a
good
local
meats.
business.
We're just giving them away. So.
Go to, if you got a little bit of money on the side, you really want to get a good cut of meat, go to the Hunt and Gather Butcher Shop right there.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Those guys are
Absolutely.
incredible.
Or come to my house and I'll butcher your animal for you.
Oh, there you go. Bring
No, I'm just
cats, dogs, cows, pigs, horses,
Nick and
children.
I actually
You taxidermy?
every year because meat prices went up so much, we actually buy a half a cow butchered up in Alabama, and then we split it with either one of Nick's friends or his parents or anything. But it's just a way to go.
I've always heard that that's a really
It is.
good idea to do that
The
as
meat
well.
price on that compared to buying it in the store.
Does it split up pretty evenly? Like, does one portion of the split get some of the better cuts, or does everyone get about an even amount of the same cuts?
Depends. Like some of us like different cuts, so we'll take I'll take all the roasts because I'm really good at roasts, and then they'll be like.
Yeah, you're really good because you just put it in the crock pot.
Well, no, I've got some good Wisconsin recipes. I can do some things with roast, like pot roast.
Okay.
Jam it.
All right.
But,
and it's not just going in the crock pot and letting it cook all day.
No,
okay.
I don't do the crock pot thing. Mine are made with love. But I don't do liver.
You don't
And
do
I
liver?
can't. But some people do. So, it's like, or for dogs even, you can cook up the livers for dogs. But, yeah. Do the half a cow thing.
Chicken gizzards?
Well, cows aren't chickens.
You
but
eat chicken gizzards?
No,
You were talking about
absolutely.
liver.
I've had 'em,
You eat chicken gizzards? Or,
but,
or
no,
like,
I don't.
I just couldn't get.
I don't
feet.
actively
If
look
its
for
name
them.
is
You ever eat
gizzard, like
chicken feet?
that's not a food.
Never had chicken feet. No.
I have had chicken feet.
You get them cooked by the right person, they're pretty good.
I've had frog
Yeah.
legs.
I have had
Not the
frog
same
legs
thing.
too.
frog
but-
legs. Yeah.
I love some
That's-
alligator too. It
that's
tastes
nice
like
and
underwater chicken.
Underwater chicken.
I was surprised. The first
really
time I tried
does.
alligator, I was surprised it was like that, like white
flaky
scaly-
meat
yeah.
type.
What is this?
Yeah. All right, so next would you rather question is, what's your favorite cut of steak? No, I'm just kidding. Let me go back over to the show sheet.
Ribeye.
Ribeye.
All right, so a couple of these questions are very similar here. Would you rather be given $1 million up front or a chance at $20 million if you score more than 15 points in an NBA game and you play 48 minutes?
Okay, well, knowing me, and I'm going to be gassed at 20.
Seconds.
Yeah, 20 seconds. Yeah.
For real, I don't know if I'm even hitting 20 minutes.
Give me the $1 million up front, and I'll just bet on NBA games and turn it into 20 million.
All right, so here's how we're gonna do it: is answer it this way, but then we'll kind of compare it to the next question, and would you rather out of those two? Because I think it's pretty easy. Like, give me the $1 million up front because I'm not scoring.
If I'm being guarded by an actual NBA player, I'm not making any.
I'm all of 5'8".
Like, I'm
This ain't
good
working.
shot and everything if I need to, but not being guarded by a 7-foot dude.
Who's the smallest guy in the NBA right now? Who's some smaller ones?
Isaiah Thomas. I could probably score on him.
He's got to be 6 foot.
Nah, he's
Isaiah
like
Thomas
5'9".
But he still probably has a better vertical.
He's
than
definitely
me
got a
than
better
my jump
vertical.
shot, you know?
Well, I was just saying they
horizontal.
could be 5'3". Like, take a Spud Webb guy, and I think he'd still lock me
Right, like,
down,
I'm
and then
not
hop over me.
professional.
He would hop over me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So for the next one, this is dealing with the NFL here. Be given $1 million or have 10 carries. You get 10 carries in an NFL game with your teams. So Chicago Bears for you, Amanda. New Orleans Saints for you, Drew. Miami Dolphins for you, Kyle, and for me, the Tennessee Titans. And you have to gain 5 yards. You get 10 carries, and you got to gain 5 yards, just 5 yards, and you get $10 million.
Dave, I think for you, with that offensive line, be good if you got a yard.
I think I would, be hospitalized, and especially what defensive front am I going up against here? Because
who am I playing? It doesn't matter what team I'm on. Who am I playing right now?
All right, so
I think I could get 5.
Let's say that we're
Do you have to
going
play
up
your rival?
against. Yes, you got to play your rival. So you're going up
Okay,
against
I'm
the
gonna go
Packers.
Packers.
Oh, sweet.
You're
I'm
going up
5 easy.
Yeah, you might actually. You might
But
get
I
the
think
5.
I think I'm still going for the yards. I'm going to take the yardage. I'm going for it against the Packers. I don't care. I'm going.
All right.
I get 5 easy on any of my.
Which
rivals.
ones? Falcons, Bucks, Panthers.
Name them.
I figured Panthers.
Probably.
Maybe Falcons.
Who's your most
Falcons.
hated? Who's your most hated out of that division? I think that's a fun question.
Falcons.
Obviously, it's
Yeah, I think
Packers for the Bears.
Falcons.
Falcons. What about for you in the East? Who's your most hated
Patriots.
rivalry?
It kind of cycles now. It was the Pats
It was
for
the
years,
Patriots, and now it's the Bills.
Now it's the Bills, and it's
And then
kind of
this year
becoming
could be
the
the
Jets
Jets.
a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like any
It
of
does
them, to be
cycle for
honest.
them.
I'd
That's
root for
weird.
ISIS against any of them.
Yeah.
To be honest, no, I think I can go for 5 against. On 10 carries, I'm a big boy. I think I
Mike
could duck my
Allstott.
shoulder down and go for 5.
Yeah, you would fall down and you just about get 5 yards, man.
That's what I'm saying. All I gotta do is try. If I fall
I ain't got a
forward,
shot.
I gotta fall forward.
You could
That's all
put
I
me
need.
behind the best line in the NFL, the best offensive line. I still don't think I got a shot because one of them hits me
squirrely.
in
I'm
the
getting through.
knee. They hit me in the knee, and that's it.
I'm probably ACL's gone after 1 carry, but I think I can get 5
You're
on
going to be
one.
like the Titans backup running back out of
They're
Tulane.
going to feel bad for me, and they're going to let me have the 5 yards, and then
That's
tear
fair.
me down
Probably,
and be like,
yeah, you're going to be like one of those ones where the hole just opens up and everyone runs the opposite way, like they're playing offense at
I'm
that
scoring
point.
a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm going to Lambeau leap. It's going to be great.
There you go. All right, would you rather Giannis Antetokounmpo with Steph Curry shooting or Nikola Jokic with Anthony Davis's defense?
All right, so we're going Giannis
with Curry shooting
Giannis with Curry.
or Jokic with Anthony Davis's
Give me Jokic.
defense. But, I mean, is Jokic's defense that suspect?
I don't think so. I don't understand this question at all. I mean, if
I
Giannis
just
could shoot like
stole it
Curry,
from Twitter.
if Giannis could shoot like Curry, there'd be a new GOAT.
There would be no stopping him.
Yeah.
Giannis with
Because
Curry.
he doesn't have, that's one thing that Giannis kind of, I don't want to say lacks in, but his offense, his perimeter offense is nowhere near his interior.
Yeah. He can do it, but he's just so capable and athletically gifted to be able to get to the rim whenever he wants, however he wants, that, I mean, he doesn't have to spot up.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. So I think that sweeps it then with Giannis and Steph Curry shooting. That could be a very dangerous combination. The next one will bounce back and forth between sports and whatnot. Would you rather live in a cave or live in a treehouse?
Well, being a big boy and knowing the support of a treehouse, it's probably safer for me in a cave. Plus, bears hibernate. So
Plus, you could get bit by a bat and then turn into Batman.
Yeah,
I also think it's safer in a cave building a fire rather than being in a treehouse building a fire to
you guys
keep warm.
immediately go to like safety and storms. Put me in a treehouse. That sounds cool.
I like that.
I want to live.
So do I. I'm going to live
Yeah,
like a
listen,
squirrel in the treehouse.
Okay, would you rather die in a cave or a treehouse?
A treehouse, they can find my body.
That's a good point. Because in a cave, man,
Cave
it just
systems get
depends.
weird. Like you take a few wrong turns and you're not coming out. In a treehouse, you just got to go down.
Yeah.
Unless you're Drake and Josh and forget to cut the door.
There you go. For me, I think I would rather live in a treehouse rather than a cave, but I think it would be a little bit cooler temperature-wise in a cave. If you run out of batteries for your flashlight or whatever, then you're just
sitting in the dark.
You are sitting in the dark. Whereas the treehouse. All right, a little duet from Kyle and
Tim Braddock.
Tim Braddock. There you go. The Real Fishing Report Fridays with the Afternoon Underdogs. 4:20. We'll have Tim Braddock back in the building with us.
Miss AG, is he coming back to Fridays soon? I miss AG.
Man, I don't know.
You guys need AG.
He's just so busy.
Tim Braddock outed on Thursdays. Like, doesn't miss me at all.
He didn't want to be with us anymore.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, you've admittedly told me to my face that you prefer Thursdays over when I'm here. So
Because I'm in the studio. You can come visit us on Thursdays.
I can't.
This is the first Wednesday in a hot minute I've been able to sit down and enjoy my Wednesdays.
This is actual factual.
Everybody listening, come change that. Come visit Dave and Buster's so Amanda gets to work.
I just added a person.
Break a game.
You missed last Thursday. We got into our opening segment was basically about how we all met and kind of stuff like that, and then we were looking for a fangirl to call in and tell about the story when they first heard
and that's
Drew
when
or
Chef
something.
Chris called in.
Yeah, Chef Chris did.
Right?
He did call in, man. Dang it, I forgot to call him last week.
Hey, Chef Chris, we'll be calling you shortly.
Chef Chris,
why
be
don't
ready
you
for
show
that.
up on a Wednesday, Chris? How about
Hey, that would be awesome, man. Javonte Williams or J.K. Dobbins? Tough one here.
Javonte.
Going with Javonte.
Yep.
Hopefully that ACL's better for him.
They've both been hurt.
Yeah, they both been hurt.
That's what the thing is. I was trying to think of the injury. I think Javonte's injury is less scary.
Well, JK's had the same one, but twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was twice.
He's gotten hurt, come back, and then gotten hurt again like 2 games
Dobbins
later.
was playing at the end of last year, though, right?
Yeah, I do think JK's the better running back, but I think I'll take
I'm injury
Javonte.
scared with Dobbins.
Yeah. Same.
I'm going to go out on a limb and take Dobbins.
All right, let's say
Way out
this.
on a limb with
Live
the
in your
treehouse.
treehouse?
So you would live in a treehouse.
Let's say
I'm going
that
to go out on a rock.
Go on a ledge. You could go on a ledge.
A rock.
Let's say that they both play 17 games next year. Which back amasses more rushing yards?
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins?
More rushing yards?
More
with
rushing
that?
yards.
I'm going to go with Javonte because I think they're going to lean heavily on the run a little bit more.
Why? They got that quarterback over there.
Yeah, but
What's his name again?
Russ ain't cooking. But
He's going to cook.
But I
He's
think
simmering.
I think Lamar takes a lot of the yards away from Dobbins.
That's my thing too. I'm with Javonte because I think Lamar is going to take numbers away.
I like that. I think I'm also going to ride with I think J.K. Dobbins is the better overall
He is, but
back.
he's going to lose out because of the quarterback situation.
So I'll ride with Javonte Williams there. I'm going to come with a little hot take here, a little bold prediction here, because I've been off of that Russell Wilson train now for at least, his final 2 years in Seattle, and then obviously last year. I'm going to say he turns it around this year. And, a lot of credit is going to go to Sean Payton, but, I'm going to say that the Denver Broncos are going to be a 10-7 team next year.
I think they definitely make the playoffs.
I'm not going to go
it's
that
a wild card.
I don't know if I'm
think
going to
it's
go
a
that
wild
far,
card.
but they're going to do a lot better
Because
than
they're
previous
not
seasons.
beating the Chiefs twice. They're not beating the Chargers.
Who knows how or what in the world the Raiders are going to be? Who knows what in the world they're going to be?
Garbaggio.
But see, here's the thing, though. The AFC East is going to be vying for at least, one of those wild cards, if not two. So it's going to be it's going to be really tough.
I think they're a wild card team.
That's fair. I think they're on that brink there.
I like the weapons that are around, and if you can fix Russell Wilson, like I think Sean Payton can, not speaking as a homer, but just as like, look at his track record and what he's done with some of the quarterbacks, I think they've got a really good shot at being a wild card team and at least pushing the Kansas City Chiefs for the division.
I got to make sure we get this one in. Okay. I don't even think you saw this one earlier, Kyle. Would you rather
Saw a lot of the interesting ones we were pulling up, though.
have a cat with a human face or a dog with human hands for paws?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the cat because let me tell you right now, bro.
There's a weird image in my head right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, though, man. My cat be getting in my face in the middle of the night sometimes.
No, but then you got your dog who's got hands instead, so it's like he can get his own food and stuff at that point.
I'm taking the dog with human hands because I could teach him some really cool tricks. Turn off the lights, like you don't need to worry about any of that. Go grab me this, go get this, like
shake. I mean, just imagine the shake. Other hand, I mean, paw. I mean, whatever it is.
Trying to imagine coming in the house or something, or coming around a corner and seeing a human face in the litter box, and it just doesn't. I just sitting there staring at you.
But it's like a human face purring at you.
Is it like a human adult face or a human baby face? What about like a human
To me, it looks like Cats, that musical that I'm sure you watched because Taylor Swift was in it.
Yeah.
So that's what in my head it'd be Cats.
To me, it would be
"That's
like
freaky."
putting a pug face on a cat or something.
Man, I don't like cats, so give me the dog with human hands.
Why do you not like? Is it because they don't like you?
No,
'Cause you don't have a soul?
cats like me. I just do. I'm a cat hater.
I will say this: I will never get another cat. After my two are dead, which is hopefully soon,
Hey.
I will not get another cat.
He's going straight to.
Oh no, I don't
Hibachi
care.
town.
I mean, we can make that happen.
Hibachi time. I am going to Hibachi after this, by the way.
Well, there
We
you
can
go.
make that
man.
happen, Captain.
Speed through my neighborhood tonight.
See, I used to be that way though. Not like I never had cats. We always had dogs growing up and stuff. And my thing was just like they're just so moody and all of that good stuff.
No,
but then
they're
once we got these two cats, man, I would definitely get more. And yeah, I like them.
They're on their own. Like they don't get in your way until they want
That's
some
the
love,
easy
and
part.
like they just do their own thing. You can literally set out a bowl of food and a big bowl of water and be like, "See you in a week. I'm going on vacation."
We do that, yeah. That is a good thing about having a cat.
Cannot do that with a dog.
Can't do
To
that
me,
with
I
them.
don't-
Boredom. Find
I
a
don't
place,
like
take 'em
that.
with.
I don't like that. Like I want a pet to be there to be excited when I come home, to be ready for me to come home.
What other animal is there that does that outside of a dog? Like as far as like a domesticated and actually domesticated pet, like not something at the zoo, not the giraffe
Maybe
when Kaiser comes and sees.
Maybe if you have a connection to a horse.
Do you think that they look like necessarily
my
happy? Like they start running around and they're,
They're
I
like,
guess.
my food is here. Like they know that they're being fed.
And they do a little trot.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
My wife helped deliver a horse back in Tennessee at a friend's farm, and since she like literally helped deliver the horse, she got to name the horse, and it became her horse, quote unquote.
So it
to
had
be
her
able to take
face
care of.
on the on the horse's body.
Yeah, they got branded and everything. So
nice.
So every time that she would go over to the farm, she would bathe the horse, do all that. Well, the day that they were selling the horse to go to another farm, she went and said goodbye. Well, it was like the horse knew and would not leave her side the whole day until she had to leave. It was crazy.
See, that would have broke my heart. I've been like, so you can't sell this horse because it's coming home with me now, and I'll figure it out later.
What about like fish? How do you feel about fish, Drew?
Raccoon.
I would definitely like a raccoon.
I've seen some domesticated raccoons. My aunt had some when I was younger, and she only kept them till they were big enough to release. And random fun story. My dad, because he had the three of us, pretty much single parent situation. We never bought name brand cereal. We always got the cereal in the bag.
And the bag, baby, gotta be that way.
So there was one time we got corn pops, actual corn pops.
Yeah.
I love corn pops.
Underrated.
My aunt brought the raccoons over.
And they ate
that
your corn
little,
pops.
look, with his tiny little feet. He
Yikes.
grabbed the box of corn pops and ripped it open from the middle like Alien. And he's just sitting in my kitchen. And I turned the corner and he's just looking at me, just all sneaky and just eating my corn
I'm eating
pops.
your expensive cereal.
I didn't get to eat any of the corn pops because the raccoon ate them.
I had
been eating raccoon for dinner.
His name was Papa Coon.
I had a friend in high school that his parents had squirrels.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be
Squirrels
fun.
as pets.
Did they look? Were they happy to see him whenever he got home and stuff?
I was never home whenever they decided
like
to come
bunnies?
home.
Are bunnies happy?
See, I would like to have one just to like let run around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You never seen walked in there?
Let a bunny run around the neighborhood?
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Like, he knows where he's fed at and whatever, but whenever he wants to be out in the woods, he can be out in the woods. When he wants to be in the neighborhood, he can be in the neighborhood. When he wants to be in my backyard, he can hop the fence and get in the backyard.
Well, it's just having a cat.
Indoor outdoor bunnies are unmatched.
Well, it's just like having a cat.
Go ahead, you can mute me.
No, I don't want. No, because my cats are totally indoor.
Yeah,
Except for we let them outside a little bit. All right, you guys are taking me down the wrong direction here.
My cats couldn't survive.
The people who have cats and just like let them outside and they're like, oh yeah, it's my cat, but it's an outside cat. Like, what's the point in having a pet at that point?
Because the cat, that's how he was raised. Maybe some cats were like outdoor cats, and then they go to a new owner and they become indoor cats. But that cat is always yearning to get outdoors, so the owner finally realizes and lets them out.
My cats don't. They need a soft blanket and a window, and they're good.
You can miss me with all that.
All right, we're going to miss you with a 2.5-minute break. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs, and this is ESPN Northwest.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Tonight, it's the Atlanta Braves and their all-star lineup at the Cleveland Guardians for Game 3. Bryce Elder, Spencer Strider, Sean Murphy, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, Austin Riley, and Ronald Acuna Jr. Cover starts at 6. First pitch at 6:10 right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Isolated thunderstorms and very light rain tonight with a light breeze at 5 miles per hour out of the west-northwest, and look for the low to be 79. Tomorrow morning, there will be very light showers and isolated thunderstorms with the temperature reaching 87. Likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles in the afternoon and evening with a high of 89. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Are you ready for Panama City's best pizza? Then check out the new Guru's Pizza 786. They don't do just pizza. They also serve wings, pasta, calzones, salads, sandwiches, and more. Guru's Pizza 786 has 50-plus Indian and Italian pizza varieties. They're open Monday through Thursday until midnight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until 3 a.m. Takeout and delivery are available. Guru's Pizza 786, 7806 Front Beach Road. Call 850-588-5055. Better quality and better taste.
You're riding shotgun with the Afternoon Underdogs. We're going to need some gas money. The Afternoon Underdogs.
Fill her up, please.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. It's the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida. I'm David Hayes along with Kyle Wright, Drew Gorman, and Tyler's just sitting over there with a brand new Charger, getting that phone all juiced up. Hope you're all having a wonderful afternoon. Thank you guys for riding with us this afternoon. Amanda is out and about right now, so we're going to get off of Would You Rather and go to the urgency meter here. So 1 through 10. Got a couple of texts from just on Facebook in general. Alvin Edwards says dogs. He takes dogs over cats because cats will stare at you too much. And that's actually how they tell you that they love you, though. The cats is they like do like a slow blink at you.
Yeah, that's what I don't want is the human face staring at me like that. It's
yeah, no doubt. He also says James will tell you his tortoises are always excited whenever he gets home, and then Master Splinter comes around the corner and just gets those tortoises into shape, or turtles. Poor turtles. It's like a little mixture of tortoises and turtles there. He says that his fish, they come to the glass when he feeds them, so that's really cool. I used to have a Jack Dempsey cichlid, and dude, I could put lizards. I put a snake in the tank one time. He ate that. He would eat other fish. Like when I first started the tank, which was not a smart idea, it was like a 30-gallon tank, and I just went and bought a whole bunch of fish. Like I had Oscars, I had cichlids of all sorts. Like it was a fighting tank essentially. Like, and I didn't mean it. I didn't set out for that to be. I just thought that the cichlid and the Oscar would dominate the tank, and they would like figure it out. Well, the Jack Dempsey cichlid, and I had 2 of them. He just ended up knocking off all the fish in the tank. All of them, like within 48 hours, he ate them all.
Holy cow.
And then, but there was another Jack Dempsey cichlid, and he stayed the same size for like the whole 4 years that I had him or whatever. He got so big for the tank, I just let him out into the pond. That's how big he was, like having a little bass. But he would eat lizards, he would eat earthworms, like whatever you put in that tank, dude, he would eat it. And that was so if you want a hardy fish that's going to last a long time, make sure you get a little bit bigger of a tank. Get you a Jack Dempsey cichlid or even Oscars. Those are you can eventually get the Oscars to where they'll eat out of your hand.
That's something crazy that we always had as a generation growing up that a lot of people don't have that much anymore is fish tanks. You don't really go to many people's houses these days and see a fish tank.
Yeah. That's it's been a while since I've had one. And Caveman Rick says, I wouldn't tell people that you put a tropical fish in some pond. That's not, I'd had no idea. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is
he
probably,
looked like
20,
a bass.
20 years ago?
Just about, yeah. Because I was very young, and it was just one of those things where it was like, I felt like I was doing more of a disservice by the dude was he was awesome. He was eating anything.
Here comes the FBI.
Oh, there we go. All right, whoop whoop. Y'all take y'all take over from here. No, we'll move on to our urgency meter, which is something that I've had planned to talk about for a while. We just not have had the time to make it happen. So 1 through 10, the urgency meter for the Buffalo Bills. What is it, Kyle?
Yeah, I would say about a 7 or 8 here. This is pretty high because you've kind of had your opportunity with the rest of the division being down over the last 2 to 3 years. Obviously, with the Patriots losing Tom Brady, the Dolphins kind of in their build up mode, and the Jets being the Jets. So now, like, you've got the Dolphins are really good. The Patriots got a little better. I think they're still like destined to be last place. And then you've got obviously the Jets going out and getting Rodgers. So I would say, like, for the Bills, like, your window is closing here. Stephon Diggs has already got his little diva stuff going on. This is the year. If it's not this year, when?
I mean, we've been talking about the Bills and their takeover of the AFC for past 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to say ditto to everything that Kyle said and double down with that, but I'm actually going to raise it up a shot higher and go 9.
I'm going to go ahead.
I mean, it could be a 10.
That's where I'm at.
It's basically like put up or shut up at this point. Like, shut up or get off the pot. Like, come on, do something.
Yep. I got them at a 10, 100%, just because of all of the hype that's been surrounding them. Then you've got the offseason situation that Josh Allen said was overblown with Stephon Diggs, and all of the stuff surrounding that situation. But it is at a 10, especially when Aaron Rodgers comes to your division. It escalates the pressure to a large degree. So for me, the Buffalo Bills, 100% a 10, and it's not even like I think if you're the Bills, and they would hate this, but you have to go to the Super Bowl. Maybe not win it, but then that just takes the Buffalo Bills fan base, Bills Mafia, back to the 90s where they lost 4 in a row. So maybe you got to just get all the way over the hump. But from how last year played out, with everything that happened, the DeMar Hamlin situation, and then you fall short in the AFC divisional round.
You didn't even get off the bus for that game.
Yeah, didn't even get off the bus for that. That's a great way to put it. So that has me at a 10. 7 or 8, I'm fine with. But just for me, like, looking at it, all that hype, and then the window, like, how wide is that window? Because it seems like it's closing.
If they don't win a Super Bowl this year, forget even if they go to the Super Bowl, how hot is Sean McDermott's seat?
That's what I was just about to say. So I think for the whole Bills organization, 7, 8. But I think for Sean McDermott, like a 10. If you don't
like
get
10.5,
if you don't
11.
just get to the AFC Championship game this year with all the hype and with everything that you've had going on, the AFC Championship game to me should be the floor for Sean McDermott to keep his job. We've seen much better coaches get fired.
Yes, winning the AFC Championship game should be the floor.
And then what if the Giants go on to get second in the NFC East, or even if they win, then what is that? I mean, do the Buffalo Bills try to just throw the bag at Brian Dable and try to get him out of that contract and be like, look, man, you were the secret.
Allen again?
Yeah. Well, it's not even like, I don't want to sit there and say that Allen is necessarily broken, but the turnovers last year, especially in the red zone, were terrifying. Like, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, that's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see with a young OC and Ken Dorsey.
I'm not a Josh Allen lover, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I am, but I will say that, the turnovers were a big thing, but he was also the only person on that Bills offense last year playing inspired football.
That's
he was trying to make plays. He had bad protection. They still haven't given him a running back.
I was about to say, that's like we talk about the Dolphins, but at least and not that the Dolphins don't have a good running back room. They do, but they just need that power back. Why aren't the Bills going after Dalvin Cook or going after Zeke? Because they need that. I'm not sitting here saying that Dalvin Cook and Zeke are still the same players that they were, but they're better than what they have over there. So why are you not? You have to do this for Josh Allen. You don't do this for your run game. You do it just as a daggum decoy to the passing game, and you fake the running game a little bit more, or make the defense think that the run game could be coming at you, and you've got something that you got to prepare for, another layer you've got to prepare for.
The run game has to be somewhat of a threat for you to be effective.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins are going to have the same issue this year, right? I mean, it's the same thing. If your run game is not a threat, how is Tannehill so good? What's the only thing he's good at? Play action.
Yeah.
Because Derrick Henry is such a threat.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. And the only team I think that doesn't need a running game, and it's not necessarily true because somehow they make the run game happen, but it's the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like, they make a run game, and I think that their run game is only becomes good because you have to watch out for Patrick Mahomes at such a high level. Look at what he did without his best receiver. Now, I know he had his best ball catcher still in Travis Kelce, but his best receiver was gone, and to replace them, they brought in Juju Smith-Schuster, and he was TikToking his time away there.
Got him paid.
Kansas City does it. Kansas City does it backwards from everybody else because you always hear you got to have the run to set up the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City does it backwards. They have the pass to set up the run.
The Chiefs are like the Rays if the Rays were winning World Series.
Yeah.
They're kind of doing it without doing it.
You kind of see is like, how are you still good? Obviously, you have the best quarterback in football right now.
Best tight end.
But other than
coach, maybe outside of Bill, I think Bill still holds it.
I just want to say, you see it all the time, right? You see, okay, DeAndre Hopkins free agent. It's like, okay, is it this team? Is it this team? It's not Kansas City. Dalvin Cook released. Derrick Henry might be on the trade market. It's Bills. It's Dolphins. It's never Kansas City. They're not gonna go. They're not trying to go out and get this top guy. They're kind of almost replicating a little bit of what New England did there for a little while.
They want to go get guys that fit them instead of, okay, this guy's really good. Let's go get him. They want to get guys that fit their system, which is
it's
commendable. Good way to do it.
It is a good way to do it. But if you're the Buffalo Bills and Derrick Henry comes open, week 5 or 6,
you have to.
You've got to do everything within your power, except for, I would even venture to say, and I don't think that this is smart, but even Stephon Diggs at that point becomes available if you can get Derrick Henry. The Titans wouldn't do that because the contract wouldn't make sense to take on as Stephon. Yeah,
minimum wage. Yeah.
I mean, essentially, right. That's the truth, though. It's just the truth. And then, since we're talking about the Tennessee Titans, it's even worse than what we thought with Will Levis. To this point, still very young in his career and everything. He hasn't even played an NFL game, but that is back-to-back years of drafting. Just what in the world are you doing at the quarterback position?
Why even draft?
Yeah, why even draft? Just trade them suckers away and see what we can do with it. At that point, next up on the urgency meter, we're going to be taking a look at the New York Football Jets, not the Football Giants, the New York Jets. What is the urgency meter in year 1 with Aaron Rodgers at the helm for them?
In that tough division, I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I don't think it's AFC or AFC Championship or bust. I think they can skate by with a wild card and still consider that a winning season because with it being the first year, and that's such a tough division, probably going to be the best division in football once again. I'm going to give them a 4, maybe 5. Kind of middle of the road and just go from there because I think they've got the talent to go up, but I want to see if that defense is still as good as it was last year and see what translates, because they've got a little bit of a tougher schedule this year than they did last year. So they're going to be facing better quarterbacks. And along with all the top 5 defenses, they can change. They can vary from year to year depending on who you play.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I think for the Jets here, I'm going to disagree with you, Drew, even though we've been kind of on the same wavelength on a lot of stuff today. But I'm going to say this is pretty damn high. I'm going to go 8 or 9 here for the Jets. Just because, and it's mostly because of Aaron Rodgers. I've been an Aaron Rodgers apologist on this show for a very long time, and I still believe that he's a lot better than people give him credit for. However, you wind to get out of Green Bay, and then you pick the Green Bay of the AFC, and then you you complain about the weapons for so long, then you get to New York, and then you start spitting off every weapon that you've ever had in New York as a demand. It looks really bad. I think the Jets spent a lot to get him, and I love it. I loved every minute of it. I mean, you got maybe the best corner in the league right now. I think the pressure is there for New York to win a little bit. I don't think it's to get to the AFC Championship or anything like that. But if you don't get to the playoffs as the Jets, this year's a bust.
Yeah. So it lowers the number a little bit as far as 10 goes, because 10 is like Super Bowl or bust.
That's Super Bowl or bust. So I'll say let's go 7. I'll go 7.
Well, and also the scale is as personable as you want it to be. You know what I mean? You set up your scale. For me, I'm gonna go 6.5. I'm going to go 6.5 for the Jets, because I don't think, like you guys said, even AFC Championship game, that's not in, that doesn't have to be in the cards. But if you guys are healthy throughout the year and you don't make the playoffs, that's going to be the only excuse that I can give the Jets, is that they are in what we presume the AFC West to be last year, what the NFC East was last year. That's what you're thinking you should see from the AFC East this year. And so that could prove to be very, very difficult. So I'll stick with 6.5 for the New York Jets. We'll move on to, how about the Philadelphia Eagles? What is their urgency meter after making the Super Bowl and losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in one of the best Super Bowl games of all time? What is the urgency meter for the Philly Eagles?
I don't think it's as high as you would think. I think it's still in the 7-8 range, but I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. It could be, because if you look at the talent-wise on the NFC side, it's Philadelphia and everybody else.
Yeah.
And there's a gap. So actually, I might, because of that, I'm bumping that up to like an 8 or a 9.
See, that's where I was going.
Because it's Philly and then everybody else, and there are a couple teams, like, obviously you're going to have Dallas. As much as I hate to say it, Dallas is going to give them a run for their money in their own division. Then there's no telling what the Redskins are going to
you can't say that.
Oh, well, sorry, I'm watching
the Redskins right now.
I'm watching the Redskins right now, yeah.
The Cowboys came back and tied it up. We've got a 35-35 ball game here with a minute left to go.
But it's the football team, and then San Fran's going to be presumably pretty decent.
Right.
And then
the quarterback question
and
is
then
in
the NFC South, it's maybe Carolina with Bryce, or maybe New Orleans. So I'm going to go with an 8 or a 9. I'm going to stick with like an 8.5 and go from there and just kind of roll with that, because there's so much of a talent disparity that they kind of if they don't get to the playoffs, if they don't get to the NFC Championship, I think that's definitely where where cookie starts to crumble at that point.
Yeah, I think the pressure's still pretty high for the Eagles, or as far as the urgency meter. I mean, yeah, you won the Super Bowl, or you got to the Super Bowl last year, but you bring in so much young talent that you don't want to see that fade off. So I'm going to say an 8. I'm going to go with a solid 8 for the Eagles as far as their urgency meter, because I think inside that locker room, especially with you're replacing 2 coordinators as well, there's going to be something to watch there. Troy Aikman just threw his 3rd interception of the day back in week 1 of 1999 here, and giving the ball to the Redskins. Brad Johnson just threw a dart there to get across the 50, and we've got 40 seconds left to go in this ball game, y'all. This is some fun stuff. Hey,
we were watching back to his Mosley days.
Yeah, right. Fall camp camp starts, or fall practice starts July 31st, so that is definitely exciting. Cam Keys, we've got some big news to share about Cam Keys, and he has announced his commitment as well. But one of the things I want to leave off in this, or leave you guys with here in this segment, is we were watching early in this game, right? Troy Aikman threw a beautiful little fade route to Michael Irvin. He catches it 2 feet in bounds, all that good stuff, and then like 4 yards out of bounds, just took a huge hit from one of the DBs and no flag. And it's like, that is what I'm talking about.
And absolutely bowled through some people on the sideline, by the way, when he got hit. I mean, he just absolutely, like 4 or 5 people went down. Yeah. No, I'm excited for Mosley football, man. We're coming up on it. I just cannot wait. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Can't wait, man. We are just right down the road from it. And it is the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida. Quick timeout. We'll be right back. Y'all stick with us.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Blasted Bay Point.
Sean, are you out there?
Yes, sir. Right here.
First high-low contestant of this week, trying to win 2 rounds of golf out there at Bay Point Golf Club. It's a number between 50 and 100, and you got to guess how much money Jay lost gambling on baseball this past weekend.
I'll go with 78.
That is too high.
Thanks.
Keep listening to Win on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Isolated thunderstorms and very light rain tonight with a light breeze at 5 miles per hour out of the west-northwest, and look for the low to be 79. Tomorrow morning, there will be very light showers and isolated thunderstorms with the temperature reaching 87. Likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles in the afternoon and evening with a high of 89. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The road is yours this summer in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by and check out the Bill Bird Kia SUV family that is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 3.25% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort and safety and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per 1,000 finance at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/5/23. The Atlanta Braves are rolling, and this loaded roster's on a mission to bring home their 6th straight division crown.
Swung on, lifted high and deep to left center field. Go ball. Back to the wall. Jokes that ball is gone. Home run, Ozzie.
Tonight, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, and the Braves close out their trip to Cleveland as they take on the Guardians at Progressive Field in Cleveland.
Coverage starts at 6 right after the Afternoon Underdogs. On your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is on location at Dave & Buster's.
And we are back. It is the Afternoon Underdogs right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We're on 104.3 here in Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. It's ESPN Northwest Florida. I'm David Hayes along with Kyle Wright, Drew Gorman, and the Assistant General Manager of Dave & Buster's, Amanda Muller. Don't forget about our Goat of Goats. We actually lollygagged a little bit there in this last break. Was not able to get it up, so we'll have that up whenever I get home tonight, which will be around 7:45-ish or so, which I'll be listening to the Atlanta Braves on the way home, and you guys can too. First pitch tonight at 6:10, going up against the Cleveland Guardians, which should be a good matchup tonight. I know you've got Mike Soroka going for the Bravos, so he bounced back tremendously in his first start back up at the major league level. He'll be going up against Quantrill tonight, who is 2-5 with an ERA of 6.18. A very tough loss for the Bravos last night, falling 6-5 to the Guardians in extras last night, especially behind a 2-home run outing from our guy Ozzie Albies. But first pitch tonight, 6:10. Coverage starting right after the Afternoon Underdogs at 6 o'clock. Blast at Bay the Blast at Bay Point is going to be tomorrow at 12:40, and on the Afternoon Underdogs at 5:40 if we don't have a winner, and we're just looking for a number between 50 and 100. That is what your tip is, or your clue for this week is. So back to Blast at Bay Point. We did have a caller in today, but we did not get a winner. So there's that. Make sure you're tuned in to the Bravos here right after the Afternoon Underdogs. We've got a little local news here talking about those Mosley Dolphins. Cam Keys, who's a 4-star recruit right now, has made his commitment to Missouri. He had 52 tackles, 2 interceptions last year on defense. He had 9 catches to go along with 101 yards as a wide receiver. It just means more, yeah.
Wow.
So good stuff there from Cam Keys, making his decision, which lets him kind of focus. You know, Coach Whidden was talking to WJHG about this, and it helps Mosley as a team, because now Cam Keys isn't going to be worried about what team he's going to and all of that good stuff. He's only going to be worried about playing football his senior season and knowing next year he's going to go to Missouri. I mean, when we took over the play-by-play in color last year, Randy Pittman was already signed and committed with UCF at that point.
We had a couple of games, I think. No, I don't think he signed until after the season with UCF. I think it was kind of up in the air because he was committed to FSU there for a little while, and then I think some stuff happened to have him have to pick a different school. And then I don't think he committed until signing day, or close to signing day, early signing day, around that point.
Okay, I thought he was already verbally committed.
No, yeah, you're right. I remember, verbally. He was verbally committed, but it wasn't at the beginning. It happened a couple weeks in.
Okay, I'll just rely on your memory for that one. I mean, even Cam Keys, look at all of the calls or the schools that were interested in him. I mean, a lot of SEC schools.
I'm thinking Isaac Paul. I'm sorry. I'm thinking IP3. Yeah. Excuse me.
But yeah, anyways, this is good for Mosley football. It's good for Cam Keys to kind of just get that behind him and make the decision and be focused on what's happening on the field for a senior season. Cannot wait to be calling games for Mosley this year. If you guys got any other players that have been signing or making any waves, give us a call or give us a text, 850-215-6290. Love sharing some light on what's going on. And also, so our winner earlier was the coach of the 12U Braves down there at Sudeth Park, which I don't know if you guys got to. Well, you're not from here, Drew, but did you ever play any ball at Sudeth?
Yeah, actually, that's where I grew up playing, there in the Cove at Sudeth Park. I'm excited to see what's going to happen here.
And they've revamped the park up and everything.
Oh, it's open now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
they got it back open and everything.
I had my first ever home run there. That's
really?
Yep.
Yeah. So
7 years old.
Definitely had a few memories. I played. Let's see, when I was here in Panama City, I played ball at Howard Parker, I want to say it was, which was based out of Oakland Terrace. that little small field that you see softball and stuff. That's where we played our games, too. And we would play. Yeah, we would play all. That's one thing I loved about baseball here in Panama City was, and definitely down to St. Pete. St. Pete, it was at a little bit of a different level as far as how many teams you would play, because there was just so many teams down there. But yeah, I love seeing the Southport leagues and Highland Park and all of these leagues playing against each other. I think it's one thing to play against within your league and all of that stuff, but then to travel to other leagues and vice versa, I think that is absolutely great for the sport. So yeah, they were here. They won the Bay Point. They won the what is that thing called? The Power Play? Dave & Buster's Power Play card from us, a $10 value, which is actually on Wednesdays a $20 value because it's half-price game. So congratulations to all of our youth ball players around here as well. And then again, one more to Cam Keys. And so we got our Go-to-Goats going. We haven't got that loaded up, as I was mentioning at the beginning of this segment. We'll get that loaded up when I get home tonight.
Yep.
And shoot it out to you guys. We got some great matchups. Remember the Titans going up against Waterboy, Caddyshack going up against Sandlot, Karate Kids taking on Rocky, Happy Gilmore versus Major League. That is your Elite Eight. And you know what? Hey, we might have left some names off of here and stuff, but I don't know. I think I could challenge you guys with any movie that you would want to come up with. I don't know if it beats any of these.
I don't think so either, man. I think that this, at the end of the day, the Elite Eight would have been this or something very, very, very similar.
Yeah, you could run it back and you would more than likely get very similar readings here. But, hey, if you know another movie out there that you think would rival one of these, I would love to hear it. And you can text that again at 850-215-6290. Let's get back to the urgency meter, why don't we? We left off with the Eagles. I don't think I ever got to, yeah, I did. I gave them 6.5, I think, or a 7.
Said 7.
All right, 6.5.
I never give an answer, but I would say about an 8.
All right. Well, let's go to the team before the Eagles to drop the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals. What is the urgency meter for the Cincinnati Bengals? Drew, you want to start with this one?
I think it's a little bit higher. I think it's a little bit lower than some other teams because with the AFC being so stacked, you can kind of get away. You're obviously going to be one of those top 3 teams, top 2 teams if you count out the Bills, like most of us are. I'm counting out the Bills. I think the Bengals are clear and cut the number 2 team in the AFC. Might even be the number 2 team in the NFL when it's all said and done. But I think I'm going to give them a 6. It's still, the pressure's still there. The heat's still there. Maybe a 7. I'll go with a 7. The pressure's still there because you've still got to perform, and they have the capabilities to do it, but you're still young into Burrow's rookie contract. You can still build around him, give him a couple more pieces.
And you got to remember, the window is open the entire career.
and kind of go from there. Just keep building on that defense because Burrow's going to bring you to the playoffs.
What do you think, Kyle?
I think I would put the Bengals and the Dolphins in the same breath, in my opinion, here, and I'd say right at a 6. I think the capability is there, but I don't think the expectation is that high for either team. I think the Bengals have been there. Whether you could say that was a fluke run, which I kind of do, or you say that they're primed to get back, they have been there. So I think that maybe for them it's a little more urgent because once you get there, it does become somewhat of expectancy. But from a fan's standpoint, I don't look at Cincinnati and go like that's a Super Bowl team. Like I don't look at them and I don't see like the Bills, if that makes sense. I see the Bills are in a much different position. I think the Bengals have been able to feed off of a not so good division, whereas on the other side of it, the Bills have. The Bengals are having to go through a tougher division here, whereas the Bills hadn't had to do that for a long time and still couldn't win that big one.
Yeah.
Now the AFC East is getting better, and if AFC North is kind of going down a little bit, which might put a little more pressure on the Bengals, but I don't think so, man. I think that they're kind of sitting right there in the same breath as the Dolphins.
I mean, for the Steelers, their pressure, right, is to stay above 500.
For Tomlin.
Tomlin.
Exactly, for Tomlin. For the Ravens, it's like
keep Lamar healthy.
Well, keep Lamar healthy, but now that we've paid you,
Lamar happy.
You better stay healthy, and we better win these games and get to the playoffs like they did last year. I mean, they did it last year without Lamar, and they almost took down the Bengals in the first round of the playoffs. For me, the urgency meter for the Cincinnati Bengals has got to be sitting at 9. Just because they didn't get there last year, but they're still good enough to get back to at least to the AFC Championship game. And then if you go up against the Chiefs, I mean, you've had good luck to a fair extent, to a certain extent, against the Chiefs. So I'm going to put them up there at a 9, man. I think that there is a lot of urgency around Cincinnati, and it kind of showing that their run to the Super Bowl wasn't a fluke. Because if you don't get to the AFC Championship this year, I'm not going to say that it was a fluke, but it's about like the Titans a few years ago going to the AFC Championship and never getting back. So there is that. How about I had the Bears in here, but who cares? How about for the 49ers? What's the urgency meter look like for the San Francisco 49ers?
I'm going to be really different here, and I'm going to go like a 4. Because I think that the talent's there and everything, but the question is at the quarterback position. If they had Brock Purdy coming into the season 100% healthy, then I think it would be a little bit higher.
Yeah, the 100% is going to be the factor there. But he should be throwing by the time the season starts.
So, the expectation is that Trey Lance is going to start the season again as QB1 for the Niners. And then they got Sam Darnold there as well. Brock Purdy's got a lot of question marks around whether he's going to be ready to go or not. But I just don't think that their urgency is as high. I think that they could lose their division next year with, the Rams are going to come back healthy. The Seahawks were good last year. They kind of got a little better with some free agent signings as well. So, I mean, the NFC West could be pretty decent next year. I don't think there's that much pressure on the Niners to get there.
I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to say give them an 8 because they're probably the most talented team in football from top to bottom, roster-wise.
Forgot about CMC, though. That does add a little bit more.
They are the most talented team in football, and I don't care who's playing quarterback. If all you've got to do is distribute the ball, and you've got a stable of running backs back there, and then that defense is just flying around doing whatever they want to do. So, and if they don't make it to the NFC Championship game, I don't think it's time to question for Kyle Shanahan, but I think the rumors start swirling like, hey, can he win the big game? What's going on? What's happening? Why is this not going right? Why is the ship in the right direction? He's like the Peyton Manning of coaches. He's great in the regular season, but you get him in the playoffs, and all of a sudden he's like, I don't know.
You know what they're doing on ESPN right now? They're unveiling the full home run derby bracket. So we're about to have the full bracket like as soon as we go off the air.
Yeah, we got 40 seconds left. So you already answered that one, right? Urgency meter
for the Niners,
yeah, for the Niners.
Low.
I'm gonna be in between there because I don't know how much faith do I have in Geno Smith and the Seahawks to replicate that season again. Like, are the Rams actually back with Matthew Stafford? Like, what version of Matthew Stafford are we gonna see? And then the Cardinals are in disarray. So it's like, honestly, I don't think there's a lot of pressure, and I also think that they're gonna run away with the division again. Like, especially with Christian McCaffrey. Like, if Trey Lance is anything, and I think Brock Purdy's actually going to be starting, but anyways, I don't got time for it. Coach James Hill Show is going to be live at 7 no, it's not. Coach James Hill Show is off for the week. High-low, we're playing that at 12:40 tomorrow on the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley. I think tomorrow is Kramer Day. Not entirely sure about that, so just tune in at 11 to find out. Y'all have a great afternoon, and your Atlanta Braves are coming up next. It's time for the ball game.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
That ball is going to be out of here.
Tonight, it's the Atlanta Braves and their all-star lineup at the Cleveland Guardians for Game 3. Bryce Elder, Spencer Strider, Sean Murphy, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, Austin Riley, and Ronald Acuna Jr. Cover starts at 6. First pitch at 6:10 right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Isolated thunderstorms and very light rain tonight with a light breeze at 5 miles per hour out of the west-northwest, and look for the low to be 79. Tomorrow morning, there will be very light showers and isolated thunderstorms with the temperature reaching 87. Likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles in the afternoon and evening with a high